Let's do this problem from your lab assignment, section 6.3, problem number 2. Use the method of cylindrical shells to find the volume generated by rotating the region bounded by the given curves around the y-axis. So here's a curve, y is equal to 4 minus 3x minus x squared, and then here's another curve, which is a line, x plus y is equal to 4. So they drew this for us, and if they hadn't, maybe it might be a good idea to take out your Desmos or your graphing calculator and plug it in to see. But this is a nice picture. Rotating the vertical strip around the y-axis creates a cylinder with the following attributes. So this is going to move along the x, so we want to enter our answers in terms of x. So the radius is going to be, in this cylinder, the radius is going to be the distance, the x horizontal distance from the axis of rotation, which is the y-axis, up to that strip. And that looks like it's just going to be a plain old x value. The height now is the height of this. So this has a low and a high. It's bounded by a couple of curves, so it doesn't go all the way down. So it looks like we will need a difference between them, the high minus the low. So the high function is, in terms of x, it's 4 plus 3x minus x squared. Now that's just one of them. And then the actual height, the distance, is going to be the difference between the high value minus the low value. And so this is x plus y is equal to 4. We want it in terms of x, or we want the y value of this. So y is equal to 4 minus x. So we're going to say 4 minus x. So these are the difference of y values that give us this vertical height. I suppose we can simplify that, but let's just submit this and see what happens. It looks like it's correct, and the simplified version looks a lot easier to, eventually we're going to integrate 4x minus x squared. All right, the curve, this is the parabola, and the line intersect a couple of points. Y is equal to, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 4. You could also, put in x is equal to 0 here. You see y is equal to 4. And when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 4. And then when y is equal to 0, x is also equal to 4, at least for the line. But here, when we got y is equal to 0, you can do some stuff like factor or use a quadratic formula. And then you'll see that one of the solutions is 4. The other solution is going to be over here somewhere. I would probably guess -1, but we're not going to need that because this is the value that we want. 4, x is equal to 4 is the value that we want. So now that we know that, we can integrate from x values going from 0 to 4. We're taking a look at the surface area of the cylinder, which is 2 pi r times h. And so we got 2 pi, r was equal to x if we remember, and h was the difference between the two functions that we got, which simplifies to 4x minus x squared. So let's just take advantage of that and use 4x minus x squared as our answer. It's going to be a lot easier to integrate. And so we have the 2 pi here. That's a constant, so we can take that out. And so inside of the integral, we can distribute the x. So it's going to be 4x squared minus x cubed. Oops, let's try that again. 4x squared minus x cubed. All right, now again, the 2 pi is out already. Let's take the antiderivative. This is going to be 4 as a constant. We're going to have x cubed divided by 3 minus and then x to the fourth divided by 4. So that's just the antiderivatives. And now we have to put 4 in. Ooh, that seems like it's going to be a lot. If we put 0 in, it's going to be 0, so we're just concerned about putting 4 in. So this is going to be 2 pi times 4 times x. So that's 4 to the third power divided by 3 minus, and then we have 4 to the fourth power divided by 4. Well, let's see. We'll simplify this. We can take out a 4 here and make this into a 1. And then so this is just going to be 4 to the third. 4 to the third I think is 64. And then we have 4 to the third is 64, and then to multiply that times 4. Ooh, that's 16, that's 256 over 3. And so we're going to want common denominators. Actually, we can submit it like this, but let's keep going with common denominators. So we need to multiply this by 3. That's 180, 192. And so now they have common denominators. And now we subtract 256 minus 192. That's going to give us 4 and 64. So this is 64. 64 over 3. We can double that. Now that's going to be 128 pi over 3. So let's try 128 pi over 3. Now, you should probably do this on a piece of paper, write it down, and make sure you get everything correct, or you can use Wolfram Alpha or whatever. But just be careful with simplifying. Okay, it looks like we're good. Hope that helps.